Hey gang, what's good? It's Wes. Hope you're doing well. So, browsing the Discord like I normally do, I saw people talking about a specific piece of software that I had never heard of before. And, we can't be having that. So I went out and blindly bought this software just based on a few other videos I saw, like Steve Zapata's video, which I'll link in the description. And, just overall people's opinions about it really kind of turned me onto this. Now, this is a program that the benefit is how basic it is. So I think it's going to do a lot for my art. I think it's going to do a lot for leveling up. I'm very excited to talk about it because I've been kind of addicted to using it over this past week. I kind of put it through its paces. I went out, blindly bought it. It's still in beta, but in my opinion, it's already ready for prime time, but it has a very specific use case, at least in my opinion, and that's sort of the beauty of what this is. So without further ado, let's hop on over to some time lapses and talk about why I am madly in love with this program that, I just found out about called Leonardo. So welcome to Leonardo. So what is this? Like I said, I was on the Discord and people were talking about this new kind of sketch app called Leonardo. And I know Steve Zapata, who I'm a big fan of, him and like Dave Raposa, just incredible artists. And I've been a big fan of both of them and their work for a long time. And he had a great little video about this. And after watching the video, which I will link here in the description, it convinced me to try this. Just kind of go out blind by it. Never touched it. It does have a free trial. I think it's a 15-day trial. So if you want to go check this out for free, feel free to go do that. But something really enticed me about this. I don't know if you knew, a few videos ago, I kind of announced what a new thing on the channel is going to be. And it's considered like a sketchbook series. So I have a time-lapse series, which I'm going to be bringing back as well. But also, I wanted to introduce something because there's something I've been desperately needing to do more of, and that is sketch. Just get ideas out on, proverbial paper. Just get them out of my head, get them on there. They don't have to be good. They just have to be there. And I have a lot of apps. I have I think my last count installed, I have 11 art apps, and that ranges from Krita to Photoshop to like Clip Studio, Rebel, Art Rage. I even have an iPad with Procreate, Infinite Painter, Art Studio Pro, like a ton of stuff. So I'm like not hurting for options as far as just opening something up and sketching. Where I end up like running kind of into myself, or like over myself, I should say, is I'm so used to using all of these programs for like professional work, I'm working with clients and stuff like that. And what I end up doing is getting away from the sketch side of it and sort of going to the stuff that I know and love. Like, oh, well, Rebel has a great, oil painting engine. So why should I just oil paint? And, which is fine. And that's good to get kind of reps in and do some stuff and have a pretty picture by the end of it. But I kind of get away from the thing that I guess kind of scares me the most, which is just sketching, being in your own head with your own ideas, and you're just putting stuff on a canvas. There's nowhere to really escape. You just sort of put stuff down and hope for the best, right? That's what sketching is. It's your ideation process. But it's something I'm not very good at. I always use a sketch as like a means to an end. Like, oh, I'm going to have this sketch and go to a painting. Like, oh, I just need to map out my, the structure of the face, and then I'm going to start painting and then fix everything. And what I need to do to kind of level up again as an artist is really embrace the sketch side of things. Have it, exist on its own. You don't have to push everything to final. You don't have to render everything. Not everything needs to be portfolio ready. And I need to get on with it. You know what I mean? Like I need to just do it. And that was the enticing thing about Leonardo. So Leonardo is specifically made for sketching. I say that because there are only 8 brushes. That's it. That's it. Let me point them out so I can actually do it right here. But there's an ink brush, a pencil brush, a marker, a calligraphy, kind of like a G pen brush, a jagged brush that has a little bit of texture, your standard round brush, a flat brush, so kind of like an angled round, and then an airbrush. And that's it. That's all you get. You cannot import brushes. It doesn't have like big flexible, no. You get what you get. You get these 8. The other thing is you have an infinite canvas built in. So you can just draw and then move over. I use the space bar as my hotkey. But like you can draw a little bit, then, oh, well, I'm kind of done with that one. I'll come back to it. Just hit the space bar, move your canvas over a little bit and keep going. While I know that other art programs can do an infinite canvas, the thing that's so beautiful about Leonardo is how freaking fast it is. I can go from just like, logging into my computer. If I double click Leonardo, and this is actually not an exaggeration, if I double click the icon for Leonardo, by the time I can move my mouse away from the icon, it's loaded. It's fully loaded. It takes less than half a second for this program to come up. And it remembers what brush you had last. So there is no downtime. You're not waiting. You're not siphoning through what settings do I want? Well, let me build the canvas. What if I want this to be 300 DPI? Well, no. You open the thing and it's there. Everything you need is right where you want it. It's great. It's refreshing how basic this is. Like, I have an iPad with Procreate. And, that's kind of, the standard for, if I want to have a digital sketchbook, like I can take the iPad with me and I can do a little plein air painting, or I can do a this or that. The only thing is I never want to leave the house. I'm like a hermit through and through, man. I already have I have a 3-monitor setup here. I'm recording the stuff here. Everything I do, whether it's like my hobbies, games, and I'm reading books and all this stuff, I kind of do it on the computer. I'm kind of getting out of that now, doing more family time stuff and everything like that, and which is great. But like, if I just want to sit and start working on art, I will always come to my computer first. Always. I will never, unless I have it planned to take my iPad somewhere with the Apple Pencil. Because the thing is, I have to remember to charge all of it. I got to remember to charge the iPad. Got to remember to charge the Apple Pencil. I only have the Apple Pencil Gen 1, so it doesn't like magnetically charge. I have to get the cable and do the thing, or hook it into, the iPad and have the iPad charge the pencil. And then you're waiting for an hour and a half. I mean, there's a barrier. And like, I have to pre-think about getting into the iPad ecosystem. I have to go in, was Procreate updated? Well, when's the last time I did an Apple update? But there's all this stuff. Also, I literally have a physical sketchbook with mechanical pencils right next to my desk. I'm looking at them right now. I'm literally eyeballing them. However, let's say I make something that I really like in that sketchbook. I don't have a scanner. I have my cell phone, and I can like lay something down and light it correctly and take a good picture of it and put it on the tripod even, make sure there's no shaking, everything's there, but it's still a little warped, just the way the pages bend. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still a barrier. Maybe not to get the ideas out, but there's a barrier that if I want to display this, or if I want to use this as the backbone or the foundation to a bigger piece, that might not be in the intent when you start, but you might have a happy accident. You might make a drawing or a sketch that you love, right? And then you're like, well, how am I going to get this onto the thing and then make sure the colors are right and kind of get rid of the background of the page? That way I can start to, color overlay or put in my values or whatever with the digital stuff. So once again, there's added steps. But with Leonardo, there's none of that. Like I can just pick my brush, choose what color I want. Yes, it has layers. It has layer blending modes. It has stuff that you could maybe even push closer to a render in Leonardo. But I wouldn't recommend getting this program for that. I would highly recommend this just as your sketchbook app. That's it. Like the great thing about it is it's an infinite canvas, right? It works super fast, but it has fantastic export options. So you can export the whole thing as a PSD file, or whenever you go to export, you can say, hey, I just want this part of my canvas. And it gives you like the little selection tool. What part of your canvas would you like to export? Then you select that area, and then you choose what file format you want to export, JPEG or TIFF, PNG, Photoshop file. And then that gets exported out 300 DPI, and then you can open it whenever you need to. It's kind of genius. Like this is everything you need to just start working. And like I said, there's other programs. This program does nothing that other programs don't do as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Leonardo is not there's not a special brush that, oh, this is the perfect one. Like, no, it just has a pencil brush, which is very good. It has an ink brush, which is very good. It has very good, very solid brushes. You can control the opacity and the flow. You can control all that stuff. It even has some rulers. So if you need the straight lines, if you need the ellipses, if you need that type of stuff, it's there. And also you can do perspective. It has a 1, 2, and 3-point perspective ruler. So you kind of have that there. So if you wanted to make just a quick kind of sketch of an area or something, or like, oh, I need to practice hard surface modeling or something, this might be a good way to go. This really does remind me, there was an app by Autodesk back in the day called Sketchbook and Sketchbook Pro. It's no longer being made. I think it might be part of their AutoCAD thing, but like that's a few $100s at least. And it's good, but like Leonardo's better. And right now it's half price. I think I spent $39 on it. I know that sounds a little steep for basically 8 brushes and the type of thing that other programs can do already. But I can almost not put a price on the fact that if I just want to practice sketching, if I just want to open up and doodle without worrying about the other settings and layers and all this other stuff, the fact that I can open up this program within a half second, and that's not an exaggeration, like it's maybe the fastest responding program on my computer right now. And then I'm in, and then I can just kind of work some stuff out. And then if it's good, I can export it. If it's bad, I just delete it. There's no stakes. It's starting to kind of train me what the benefits are of sketching. And it's reasonable enough. Like it doesn't ask so much of you that you get overwhelmed. And what's really cool about it is like, you can transfer this stuff to any other program. Like if I want to make good line art and I make a cool character or I do this other stuff, but I really want it to be more of a traditional kind of portrait painting, I will just export it out as a PSD and then bring that into Rebel. Use the watercolors, use the oils, use all this stuff. So all of the work that I put in can absolutely be carried over 100% exactly how it is. You have total control. And yeah, I'd be remiss to say there's a fault in this program. It's very basic. It's calling it rudimentary is not nice, I guess. But like it gets rid of the BS. You don't have to worry about, oh, when the new update came out, now it has to, here's the 5-step tutorial set, and I need to click through all these buttons, and I need to reset this and reset what my layouts are and do a. You don't have to worry about that stuff. You just open it and you start drawing. And like, I can't overstate how welcome that is. Like this makes me excited to want to open it and start drawing, which is the whole point. My goal is to draw a little bit every day now. maybe as the warm up, maybe as I'm working on a few Magic the Gathering cards right now. And like, this is a perfect warm up app. If I just want to get my wrists warmed up and I want to get some ideas out there and all this stuff, and oh, maybe I could try this rendering thing. Maybe let me sketch it out first in values, kind of use a little graphite, side pencil. And that's the other thing. These brushes respond great. And my tablet, my touch monitor tablet, I have the old Canvas, Huion Canvas 22, which does not have tilt support. However, these brushes still work fantastic. I can still have total control over how these brush angles work, things like that, just based on the sliders. Because there's a few sliders. There's like opacity, the jitter, flow, and then the angle. And that's about it, because that's all you need, And yeah, it's refreshing how simple this is. And like I said, it's kind of retraining me to enjoy the sketching process, which comes at a perfect time, because now I'm going to have more time to work on this type of stuff throughout the week. And this is kind of the perfect software at the perfect time, and I don't think you can put a price on it. I think 39 is a very fair deal in that regard, because I'm going to be using this for life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very excited about it. Now, do I think it's for everybody? No. If you do your sketching in another program, you already have your brushes set up. You primarily use that. You have your own workflow where you already have that, and you already have the infinite canvas stuff, or you work in such a way that you don't need the infinite canvas and you're not really a brainstormer. You're more kind of the actioner and the doer and the go-getter, to where it's like, I have this idea, I'm going to start it, and then I'm going to finish it. This might not be the one. You can do any of this stuff in Krita for free. You really can. Krita might even have either a mod, or it might be built in where you can do an infinite canvas. But I know sometimes as you kind of scroll around in these other programs that allow it, it does start to wear down a little bit. Maybe the brushes don't respond quite as snappy. If you start mixing too many effects and stuff, then it really starts getting kind of cumbersome. You do not have to worry about that with this. Like, this is a speed demon, and that's great, because the less interference between me and trying to get these ideas out, and really just practice. I just need to practice sketching. That's it. Whether it's like studying anatomy or just doing stuff from the top of the dome, or, I think the next video, we might talk about some hard surface rendering, like vehicles and robots and stuff I'm terrified of. Absolutely mortified of. I do nature. I was trained on plein air painting and doing, alla prima portraits and like very kind of loosey-goosey artistic expression stuff. So hard surface for me is a nightmare. But here is a program that I can comfortably, safely practice this stuff in. I do think there's merit to that. In fact, I think, for a lot of people, this might be the thing to shake you loose. It might be the thing to get you out of a rut. It might be the thing that really starts to push that creative endeavor in your creative mind to that next level, because there's no barrier. You know what I mean? You're in it. No excuses. It takes half a second to load up that program. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got a half second. So yeah, I mean, overall, the more I use it, the more I'm falling in love with it, because I'm realizing I don't need a ton of brushes. I don't need a ton of the bells and whistles and stuff. I love that stuff. And like, to be completely frank and fair, I've made my career based on impasto painting and like that whole traditional digital look type stuff. Like, that's why I get hired. That's why I sell courses, all that stuff. So it's very near and dear to my heart. But at the end of the day, I could probably improve faster by getting these reps in a sketchbook app, getting those good ideas or ideas that maybe have some merit, and like throwing them into another thing to finish them. That might be money. You know what I mean? Like, that might be the way to go. So yeah, I highly recommend Leonardo. Like I said, it's not for everybody. And I know that a $40 price tag for essentially 8 brushes and an infinite canvas might seem like a steep ask. But if you're like me and you want to shake up the way you work and you want something fast and it's not abrasive, you don't have to relearn this whole new thing. It has all of the essentials. You have your blending modes, you have your layer management, you have your export options, you have good brushes of every type of variety. You have a soft brush, like the jagged edge brush. You get, you have these necessities. You can make any image with everything given to you, provided to you in Leonardo. I mean, I have to give it like a triple thumbs up. It is kind of changing the way I think about my creative process. And whenever you're, old grizzled vet like I am, anything that kind of awakens that new creative endeavor is worth its weight in gold, man. But that's my time. Hope you like some of these sketches. I haven't even done them yet. I bet they're going to be all over the place. I know I want to do like dynamic character stuff, and I just want to practice that. And I might even try my hand at a hard surface thing here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the recording goes. But yeah, hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions about Leonardo, feel free, let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. Of course, join us on the Discord channel. We would love to have you. Links to that are in the description as well. Yeah, I got coupons on stuff. I got, courses and brushes and everything you might need. If you head over to wesgardner.art, links to everything and all the courses, all that stuff will be right there for you. But yeah, big things happening, big moves happening, different stages of life for the whole family. So that means your boy's going to have some open availability soon, as far as during the week, getting work done, maybe taking some meetings, one-on-one mentorships. If you're interested in that, hit me up on the Discord. So yeah, we're going to figure this stuff out, man. But Leonardo, 8 million thumbs up. That's my official verdict, right? It does what it does. It does it perfectly. It doesn't get in the way. It only adds to your creative outlet and another way to solve creative problems, right? And that's always good to add something like that to your toolbox. But hope to see you out there. You know the drill. Go out there, make cool art, and we will talk to you next time. Peace.